Okay, so
When the
this
white
is being
belt
recorded.
resistance too much.
This is being recorded. So Eddie Camden is the guy who introduced me to jiu-jitsu. He'll be laughing his butt off because this has to do with it, right? So I was rolling with this super strong guy. Young.
White belt.
Was that? I'm a white belt, but I'm like, you know, right? And man, I was trying so hard, and of course I got demoralized, I got killed. And then I went to lunch with Eddie, and he says, Carlos, how was your roll? And I said, man, it was no good, it was terrible. And he said, yeah, you know, I saw you roll with a guy called Big John, right? He says, Big John, and you were trying to do what? Yeah, I was trying to do everything, I couldn't move him, he was a rock. He said, interesting. So we were at a sandwich place, McAllister's, I'll never forget it. So he asked the waitress for a napkin and a pen, and he drew a column. John Carlos. Says, Carlos, how tall are you? I'm 5'8". Okay, 5'8". John is about 6 foot. Got it. How much do you weigh? Oh, at the time it was like a little bit heavier, like 165 or so. Okay, 165. He's 210. How old are you? I was like early 40s, like 42, 43, oh, 43, 25. And he kind of made it interesting. He said, so, you know, like, you know, he kind of mixed it up. So he says, what do you do for the IT? Okay, he's doing something else. And then he'll say, what did you play? What kind of sports did you play when you were in high school? He already knew all these answers. He said, yeah. So I'm like, I was a tennis player. I said, oh, great. That guy was a wrestler. And in college, yeah, I played a year or two in college. He said, well, he was an NCAA wrestler. And then he turned that napkin around and said, and you tried to push this guy. You tried to power this guy. And that became so obvious to me that I was trying to do something that is physically impossible. I didn't have the physical attributes. See, you always kind of like, man, I can push that guy, you know? But when it's put on paper like that, and you see it, you're like, ah. And then he said, well, your answer is there. Like, you know you can't beat it with strength or power. He's half your age, whatever. He's stronger than you. He's been wrestling all this time when you've been hitting the ball, playing tennis. What are you thinking? You got to learn jiu-jitsu. And that was like a big one. You know what I mean? That was big. Because before that, I had that mentality of like, man, you push me, I push back hard. You know? I'm gonna show you how strong I am, how tough I am. I was raised that way. It was like, man, you tell me I can't do it, I show you I can do it. If I fall 7 times, I get up 8. Now, if I fall once, I stay down, analyze why I fell to begin with, and when I get up, I never fall the same way twice. That's jiu-jitsu. But that took a while for my hard, stubborn head to go through.
You did something else before. Yeah. Were you like a black belt level at that time?
I was not black belt. I was pretty well up.
Okay, so for you to drop all of that to say, hey man, I'm going to commit.
I didn't drop it all the way. As a matter of fact, when I opened up this school, I was teaching mostly Thai boxing and a couple of jiu-jitsu moves.
Yeah.
And Eddie would call me, you know, we'd talk a lot. And every once in a while, every couple of months, he's like, which one you like better? And I'd be like, Thai boxing by far, you know, jiu-jitsu. He's like, whatever. And then he said, okay, we'll talk later. I said, that will change. That will change. And I'm like, never. And as I go on there, like, and then slowly but surely, which one do you like? Man, I don't know. I kind of like them both. I like them both. And that kept changing,
So what made you make jiu-jitsu more than kickboxing?
Gentle art. The Thai boxing was feeding my,
right.
See what I mean? Yeah, well, it's not just ego, it's that aggression. Like, I don't punch at 20%, you know what I mean? I'm gonna punch as fast as I can. Maybe I hold back on the, you know, like strength, but I'm gonna try to get you, like, there's no like, oh, I'm gonna go for this nice, methodical, easy choke,
yeah.
Right? But apart from that, there was a point of diminishing returns when somebody's much bigger, much stronger. You know what I mean? Like, I was playing a little kickboxing with John last week, and I was like, man, in my mind, it's like, man, I don't care if I kick him 10 times. I would not want to eat one of your kicks. You see what I mean? Yeah. Now, in the same weight class, I'd be like, man, let's trade kicks, let's trade punches. You hit me, that used to feed my adrenaline, by the way. I'd be like one of those like, you hit me, like, yeah, then we go on. And now you meet somebody not in your weight class, you will not be saying, we're on. You'll be like, I don't want to get hit like that again if you're still awake, right?
So if
But-
you meet
Plus, as
John,
you get older, you don't want your body to.
Yes,
that
apart,
much abuse,
apart from that,
taking
apart
that kind of damage.
100%. Apart from that is that I did not see myself going older and getting better. If anything, it was like I'm getting older and I can't do this too much anymore. I might just hit the heavy bag, but maybe not even spar. Because I can't, you're getting all those hits. As you get older, you start like, questioning it, Luckily, I wasn't hurt badly, but I know a lot of people that got hurt badly.
so if you, let's say you encounter John on the street, the first thing come to your mind is
I
jujitsu.
would say, man, the first thing I think about is like, man, are you hungry?
Yeah.
I'll buy you lunch.
Then after that, is jujitsu or kickboxing?
What's that? I try to avoid the fight at all costs.
Right.
You know those 5 rules of engagement that we teach kids?
Yeah.
We should teach them to everybody,
Yeah.
right? It's not just kids.
So that's jujitsu.
Avoid the fight at all costs.
So all that 5 rules, that's jujitsu.
Yes.
But let's say, like
But
last
if,
week,
but if the fight comes to me and I can't avoid it, if I can't run away from danger, I get really close to danger. Yes.
and you go,
And I get really close to danger. And I will not try to like, oh man, I'm gonna catch this guy in my favorite submission. I'll be like, no. Can I stay so close that I can neutralize his kicking, his punching, right? I'm gonna get hit still, but it's gonna be like, right? Too close to make it knockout, right? And then let time pass. I'm not in a rush. Time is my friend, right? So the only way I can get anyone, not Johnny, because Johnny's good, but any monster, doesn't matter how much I know, I need to get you tired. That's the one thing that we forget, right? So I joke around. I said, when I roll with you guys, and I want to get you, me being one of the smallest people in the room, what do? Hey guys, today we're doing 10-minute rounds. And as I get older, don't be surprised when I start making it 12 minutes, or 15 minutes, or 20 minutes. You see what I mean? I need that time. And then there's gonna be a time where you're like, man, he's just as smart as I am. So we'll be here too long. The longest fight with Elio Gracie, who was it against who? Santana. Who was Santana? And Elio Gracie's student. He wouldn't have lasted that long if he was an aggressive guy from out of the street trying to beat Elio right away, right? But Santana knew, whoa, you know what? Survival is winning. I'm not gonna make any mistakes. 3 hours and 42 minutes later, right? Yeah. So, cool. You have to constantly remind yourself why you started jiu-jitsu to begin with. It's gonna change over time, right? I will make a little print and put it in the mirror in the bathroom so you can read it in the morning, right? You start with that, right? And then once you say, I want to be a black belt, and I started because I want to learn some defense, and then it's gonna change. Like for me, it's like, man, I want to be a black belt, I want to keep training jiu-jitsu because it's teaching me to be a better person, it's teaching me to control my temper, right? And then you write down things, oh, you know what? Now I'm becoming calmer, I'm becoming more patient, I'm becoming a better husband, a better dad, a better businessman. You start doing all these things, right? So that's what, see how that changed over time? And oh, by the way, I'm learning to kick some butt along the way. So now, but guess what? It's kind of like a byproduct of training. So that's the first little reminder. The other reminder alongside of it is, what have you done today to make you one step closer to black belt? What have you done today? Could be a little jog, right? It could be what? How did you eat today? Did that make you closer to black belt? Did you train today? Did that make you closer to black belt? And it's kind of like little trickles of sand, guys. It's not like, you know what, I'm gonna train 6 days a week, and then a month later you're burned out. right? So trickles, 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 one step closer to black belt. You already got the reasons why you want to become one. Now you got to say, what are you doing to become one? See that? So find the reasons, and then find what you're doing. And I posted a picture one time on Facebook, and I don't live in the house anymore, but I had my little training room, and you know what I did? I bought a black belt off the net, not this one. I bought a black belt and I hanged it on the wall. And every time I pass by the room, I look at that belt. Because I can't wear that until I earn it, right? So it's kind of like, man, what did I do to get closer to that? It hung there for many years. Cool. And then I had little motivational things in there all around. But that was my little worker room with a couple of mats and a black belt that was just hanging there. I don't know, that's what it worked for me. You gotta figure out what works for you. You know what I mean? Like, we got some friends, I'm not gonna mention any names because we're recording. We got some friends that, man, they are major competitors, but they were like fat to the point of almost obese. And they have shown me, Carlos, you know what motivates me? Check this out. They open up their wallet, they have a little picture of themselves, fat. And they're like, man, when I don't feel like training, I pull out that picture. And then they're like, then they're ready. So whatever it takes, I don't know what that is for you. What motivates you? You should know. You should know what motivates you. What motivates you to get up in the morning and come to class, right? What motivates you? So everybody has a different answer. That's it, guys.
Awesome.